Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Broku. Today's video is kind of a different one. I'm going to be going through a lot of you guys' Twitter replies. I sought out a message and I wanted you guys to send me the best bad Black Clover takes you've ever seen. There are so many slanderous takes on Black Clover. They're so bad. Usually people, they barely read it, or they speed read it, or they were just told from other people who barely read it or didn't read it. And there's just so many bad takes out there, and they're hilarious, and they're easily debunkable, guys. Now, I always express this. You can have a critique about a series, and just because it's your opinion, you can't always use the subjective thing. You saying you don't like a series is your subjective opinion. Saying you don't like a series because, and then give a reason, well, that has to be true. That has to have actually happened in the series for that to be an objective critique. If that never happened in the series, then you're actually objectively wrong, and your critique is therefore just irrelevant. So that's what I express, is that just because you critique something, and you can't always say, oh, it's subjective, because it's not always subjective. If you say that Black Clover is bad because it is a Naruto clone, you're wrong. That's objectively wrong. If you say that Black Clover is bad because to you it is too similar to Naruto, that is your opinion, and that's fine to say, even though most people would disagree with you there. So I'm going to go through, read a lot of these terrible takes that people have sent to me on Black Clover. Now, some are screenshots of the takes themselves. Some they're just reiterating them because they're hard to find if they saw them a while ago. But that being said, let's get into it. The first one is from Omar Valdez, and he says, this series is still a Naruto ripoff, and then everybody just gets an ass pull in every single fight, and then Charmy Dwarf Reveal was an ass pull. Now, we all know it's a Naruto ripoff. I've done a video in the past. It's not. The devil's in his grimoire. He wants to be Wizard King for completely different reasons. Wizard King is a bit different than Hokage, and guys, the whole world is completely different. The whole class system and stuff like that. It's not a Naruto ripoff at all. They don't even look alike. Their personalities are a bit different. Everybody just gets an ass pull in every single fight. Most of these are foreshadowed. Like, again, I've done a video on ass pulls in Black Clover and debunked that. Most of them were foreshadowed. And if you don't know, an ass pull is when something comes out of nowhere with no foreshadowing. If it's been foreshadowed, it is literally objectively impossible for it to be an ass pull. And so I went through almost every power-up in Black Clover has been foreshadowed, and then Charmy Dwarf Reveal. We were built up to know there was something special about her. When she gets mad, the Midnight Sun guy thought there was something inside of her cotton sheep thing, and then when she gets mad, she had elven level of mana somehow. So we knew there was something weird and special that we just didn't know what it was. It wasn't an ass pull that she was a dwarf. It was just a bit more shocking because, there was foreshadowing, just not a lot. We got one from Jason Kiefer, and he said that he saw some guy reading White Clover that thought that Yuno is a Gary Stew, even after eating clapped by Xenon. Yes, the whole Gary Stew or Mary Sue argument for Yuno. I did a video on this as well. No, according to the Mary Sue Index, you cannot say that Yuno is a Mary Sue, and that's objective. He fails, or he passes it, and he gets a negative. So he's not a Gary Stew, especially if he should get his ass kicked by Xeno. That's one of the critiques, is if you never fail. He's failed multiple times throughout the series. I'll just, link my video on that Yuno is not a Gary Stew. He doesn't have the Mary Sue tendencies. I think there's a total of 6, there's 7, and you have to score 4 to become a Gary Stew, and he got a 1.5. So he wasn't even halfway there becoming a Gary Stew. Next one from Zach the Punk. Hasta has mana. Yeah, I don't see this one a lot anymore. I saw it a lot more in the beginning of the series when I was getting into it, because they would say that, oh, he has anti-magic, so he has mana or anti-mana. Yeah, pretty dumb take. Next, from Black Tempest BC. Noelle is weak and uninteresting, and being Asta's love interest is the only thing she has going for her, and in the same conversation they mention she has the Valkyrie dress and that she gets ass pulls. I know for a fact they read 3 chapters and they later saw a pic of Valkyrie dress Noelle. Now, yes, I've had to defend Noelle so much. People think she's so weak. People saying that she's not even vice captain level, even though she scales above captain. She has feats and statements supporting that. multiple for each, multiple feats, multiple statements supporting it. She's not weak. I mean, if you want to say she's uninteresting, sure, that's a bit more subjective, but she's definitely not weak. And the whole ass pull thing, it's literally explained in the chapter. There's so much buildup. The fact that her mom had the Valkyrie armor, she trained Måneskin, all of this, it was foreshadowed that she would get it at some point. So it literally is impossible to be an ass pull. From Pussy Slayer of the Leaf, Hasta is a sexual harasser because of Sister Lily. No, Hasta is not a sexual harasser. When he was treating Sister Lily like that, for one, most of the time he was a kid, and just because you're into a girl doesn't mean you're sexually harassing her. Just because you're always trying to talk to her doesn't mean you're sexually harassing her. He's not a sexual harasser. He was just in love with a girl. Is the behavior annoying to her? Yeah. But it doesn't make him a sexual harasser. It's kind of sad that the whole Me Too movement has changed that if you're hitting on a girl, you're somehow sexually harassing her, when how the fuck are you supposed to get a girl's number? Well, I guess in this sense, how are you supposed to get a girl's magical FaceTime device thing if you don't hit on her first? Because, kind of the way our species is designed is that guys are supposed to make the first move. So it's kind of dumb. This one is from Mitch Jojo. Now, he actually has a screenshot from Critical, and now this guy, either one, he's stupid, 2, he's never read Black Clover, or 3, he is actually smart, and he puts out these tweets because he's trying to get outrage to his Twitter account, get more followers, get more interactions, because I've seen his Black Clover takes, they are all god-awful. You can tell that he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. Like, no hate or whatever, it's just fucking manga, but anyways, this is his tweet. Since this is now discourse, I just want to say, I find it utterly bizarre how people act like there's something admirable about Asta's origins over Deku. Asta was an arrogant, entitled brat who thought he deserved being Wizard King over his talented brother because he wanted it. Yikes, guys. Somebody didn't even read or watch the series, because it's explained that Asta and Yuno want to become the Wizard King to prove that peasants are human too, that they can be successful too. He wants to be Wizard King because he wants to protect and bring up his fellow peasants that he lives with into a better living situation, and he isn't entitled at all. He doesn't think he should just be handed Wizard King. He's humbled by seeing Julius's power multiple times. He's humbled by seeing the powers of captains, and you can't be entitled but train every day for something. You literally can't be. Entitled as if you do nothing and you expect it. Asta is expecting it because he's confident, and he's training every single day. It's literally stated by the narrator, and I believe a few characters, that he is the hardest worker in the entire country. That's not entitlement. From Jovan the Serena Slayer, anti-magic takes 0 training to use. Yes, another absolute god-awful take. I believe this was either Critical saying this or somebody in his Twitter that responded to one of his tweets. I can't remember, so I'm not going to blame it on him. But yeah, the whole anti-magic takes 0 training to use is absolute garbage. For one, you have to be physically strong enough to lift the swords anyways. Remember, the Demon Dweller sword, which is way lighter than the Demon Slayer sword, was so heavy that the Wizard King could barely hold it with both hands. How are you going to wield the Demon Slayer sword, or both at the same time, if you didn't train to use it? And then, you have to be a trained swordsman to be proficient with them. You have to be good enough to react to things and knock things back or slice things off. These people think that, that Broku, that I could go out there and wield these swords and go fight these guys. No, I would get absolutely slaughtered if I didn't train. And Ossus had to train his black form, and then he just did a 6-month training time skip, and he still hasn't mastered the anti-magic. So yeah, this is an atrocious tweet, and needs to get deleted. From Mortal Expert, Asta does not stand up for himself. I saw this too. I believe it was like a bigger YouTuber tweeted it out, and he was, saying that Asta doesn't stand up for himself. And so he does stand up for himself, but you have to also remember is that Asta, he has thick skin. He doesn't really care what you say about him. He knows who he is. He knows where he's from. He knows he can whoop your ass. And he stood up for Noel. He stands up for his friends and family. And he does stand up for himself with actions, not words. He doesn't care. When he gets an award and gets to eat and dine in the royal capital, and people are making fun of him for how he eats, he doesn't give a shit. He just blatantly says, "I don't care. Who are they to me?" And then he stands up for Noelle when she's getting bullied. It is better to stand up for other people than yourself. He is showing the signs of an alpha male by not letting the ants get to him. Lions don't listen to the opinions of sheep. And he is standing up for Noelle, and kind of almost standing up for himself too, because they were also making fun of him. So yeah, Hasta, even if he maybe doesn't stand up for himself enough, there is reasoning for it. He doesn't give a shit. He cares about changing the country for a better place, not like what people think about him. Oh, he's crazy. Oh, he's loud. He doesn't care. This is from Brandon J. Whiteman. I heard someone claim Hasta is wall level. Hasta is slower than a bullet. Yami would lose to in real life swordsmen. Hasta's only powerful because anti-magic. That Academy Naruto could solo the Black Clover verse. That episode 1, original Dragon Ball Goku could beat Hasta. Oh my god, there's so much in here. So, one, the whole Hasta being wall level thing. If Mirio Leona as a little kid can destroy a wall, then Hasta can too, or be way above that. And I mean, when Spirit Ladros surpasses the Fire Spirit, when a casual Fire Spirit was blowing up the entire forest, and Hasta survives an attack from Spirit Ladros, yeah, he's above wall level. When, you know, there's characters that are said to be light speed and he's moving as fast or faster than them, yeah, he's going to be faster than a bullet. And then Yami losing to in real life swordsman, that doesn't even need to be addressed. I made a video on he's only powerful because anti-magic, so you can go watch that. I mean, he has feats where he doesn't even use the swords. Like he punches Raya. You know, when he's in his base form, the swords don't really amplify him, and he's moving that fast. And he also has ki, so he has other things that make him stronger. Yeah, Academy Naruto is not soloing the verse. He would be a below-average character in the series. And yeah, same with original Dragon Ball Goku. Goku was like going against bullets, lifting cars and stuff. I believe his power level was 10. Yeah, Goku wouldn't be that great at all within the Black Clover world. I'm going to name off a few other ones. Black Clover could only have one devil, the other ass pulls. Even though this is just dumb. It's never stated that only one person can have a devil. It's stated there are multiple devils many times. It even calls the Spade Kingdom the Kingdom of Devils. And then 20 chapters later we get more, and it's like, oh, that's out of nowhere. No, it was literally stated 20 plus chapters ago that there are other devils. It's the nation of the devils. So yeah, and then Julius being resurrected was an ass pull. Yikes. If you actually pay attention to the series, it was not an ass pull. He had the Star of Life, which is a Nordic rune for life protection spell in Norse mythology, on his forehead. He has time magic, and all the stuff that aligned with him being Jesus Christ or a Jesus Christ-like figure. It's not an ass pull. It's actually one of the greatest foreshadowed things I've ever seen. Yeah, that's pretty much it. There was even more, guys, but maybe there'll be a part 2, because there are so many bad takes out there. But let me know your worst take you've ever seen on Black Clover, and let me know your thoughts on the video down below. Please do leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Plus...